Okay, I've started putting this together. I've got most of it put together, and I'm going to give you a quick tutorial of what I've done. So what I've used is binding, and I've got some plastic that's left over from you can buy the plastic tablecloth from the tablecloth cover from Walmart by the yard. And I've cut 9 pieces that are 8 by 12. Okay. And so then I've got the binding from Hobby Labbee. So the fabric's on sale every other week. And then alternating weeks, they have binding and ribbon on sale. So I just use, and you can make your own bias binding and use whatever you want. So I had 3 packages of the pink, and I made one pocket that is black, and then I have the black here to show you. So basically what I've done is to put this together. So I'm just going to sew that binding directly onto the plastic. Now you don't have to have any special tools. You just have to take your time and be careful because this plastic will stick to your machine surface. And then you just have to finagle it. Yes, that's my word of the day is finagle. So here we go. Turn that corner. And again, this doesn't have to be perfect. Doesn't have to be perfectly sewn. This is utilitarian. This is for my use. Now I might take my time and really plan out and measure seams and make sure everything's clean and beautiful if I were selling this piece. But like I said, this piece is for me. And this is something that you can play around with as well. It doesn't have to be perfect. So I'm going to finish sewing this all the way around. And so I used 3 packages of the binding, and it still wasn't. It was enough to make 8 of these pockets. So again, I was just winging this. I didn't really plan anything out, and you can change the shapes. You can change the pockets if you want. All right, we're going to shore up this. So again, I'm just winging it. This does not have to be perfect. Not a lot of my stuff is perfect. It's perfectly imperfect. And we're going to call it artistic. But we're just throwing this together. So I've looked for patterns for a wall hanging organizer, and I couldn't really see any that I liked. Okay, so I'm going to just trim up these threads. Okay, so there's my piece. It's got the binding on it. And what I did was I just went back around it. To kind of shore it up. To make sure that fabric really catches onto the plastic. Okay. Need some sharper scissors or to sharpen mine. Okay. So then I take the piece and just kind of overlap it just a little bit. About like that. And then I'm folding it back to about that, to where there's about 3/8 of an inch or a 1/4 inch right there. And I'll put a clip on it. Then do the same thing on the other side. And I'm just going to sew along that first seam. Like I said, this is quick and easy, and it is utilitarian more than aesthetically pleasing for a customer's use. So there's my pocket right there. So I'm going to set that to the side because I've made all of these pockets. Then I have this piece of this fabric. I've got a great fabric stash. So I've got this fabric, and it is two-sided. I put some interfacing on it, and it is about 27 inches by 30 inches. And again, you can play around with the measurements. And then I had a pole, just a pole that I repurposed, and then I sewed on like a sleeve to hold that pole. I used Maywood Studio ribbon that I got from a layer cake, and then I put some rubber bands on either end of the pole to hold that ribbon on. Okay, so I've already started. So mine is going to have 9 of these pockets. So I've already gone on and started with the bottom row, and I've just sewn just that much, just the edge of that. And I'm going to go back and sew on both sides of this bias, if that makes sense. And then I'm going to sew across the bottom as well. So it's going to sit flat. With my scissors. Okay, so it's going to sit flat, and you're going to have all of this. It's clear, and you can put anything in here that you want. And again, you can play around with the different sizes. You can make these pockets smaller. You can use regular fabric. You can get a heavy gauge shower curtain if you want. Or you can hang this on a shower curtain. You can have even more. This is just one that I wanted to do to show you guys. So I'm going to go and put these rows together, and then I'll show you the finished product. Oh, and I'm using a 116 gauge needle, more heavy duty. And you can really use any fabric, and you can actually use, I don't know, do you have a wall hanging that you've made, or or something that you've quilted that you want to, um, you can certainly quilt something. You can use really any material, any fabric that you want, or you could use plastic. This might be easier if you wait to put your holder in, which is what I'm going to do. I'm going to take this off, take the stick out, so it's easier to sew, and then I'll put it back in when I'm done. Okay, yeah, that makes a lot more sense. Yeah, you really need a heavier gauge needle because you're going to be going through a lot of layers. I love this Juki machine. But I've also had an older vintage Kenmore and Singer that I loved. Like a 70s Kenmore 158 or 358 machine. They are really great machines. You can get them. I've gotten them for as cheap as $10. Um, and you can put the right needle in them and sew through just about anything. They are truly heavy duty and they are multi-generational. Okay, so that is row 1. I'm going to go ahead and put on row 2 and then I'll be back. Okay, so I've got the second row done. And so a couple of these pieces were 8 by 11 and a half because I cut them too short, but that's okay. It doesn't have to be perfect. So, I mean, you see these are off just a little bit. Who cares? Again, if you want to make it for someone else, like a baby organizer, this would be perfect as a baby organizer. But if you want to make it a gift for someone, then work out the measurements and make it just so. So, but what I'm doing is, like I said, utilitarian. So yeah, that's second row. Let's get the bottom of the second row sewn on there. You have to finagle this. Remember, that's my word of the day is finagle. You have to be careful. You don't want to break a needle or stab yourself with your needle going over these. That's why it's important to have a good needle. And you, for my Juki, you can set the length up. I love this Juki. Did I mention that? one of the cool things about this Chuki is the automatic thread cutter. If you press on the foot pedal back on your heel, it, it, it activates the automatic thread cutter. So just press on my heel on the foot pedal and it automatically cuts the thread. So there's row number 2. So I'm going to pause this again. I'm going to put together row number 3 and I'll be back. Okay, so I've got all 3 rows of 3 on there. And I'm just going to go through and kind of cut the loose threads. Yeah, ladies, this is where the loose threads on our clothing constantly is coming from. Well, at least it is for me. So, yeah, so this was an easy project to do. I did this in a couple of hours. And these things are great. You can use them for sewing. You can use them, you can hang them up in your pantry and put snacks and stuff in it. You can hang it by your front door, organize for keys, or you can hang it on the back of your front door for keys and such. And then, I mean, you can really use it for anything. I've seen them, the ones that you buy in the store, you could buy them and pack your little baby's clothes for each day of your trip. Yeah. And then just fold it up and put it in the suitcase and then hang it on the hotel room door when you get there. And sorry, view this first real video I've done for a tutorial. So, like I said, I just took some of the what do you call it? The ribbon that's used to wrap a layer cake that I bought. I like using those. So anyway, so this, you could hang it like this. You could make it longer. You can make it bigger. So let's see. Okay, I've got another hanger over here. Yeah, this is my mess. It's organized chaos is what it is. So I've got 2 big utility shelves up there. Okay, and so I'm just going to use this hanger because just to give you an idea. Okay, so there it is. There's my version of the organizer. So I will put the measurements down in the bottom. If you have any questions, you can just message me. Like I said, this isn't perfect, but I don't care. I'm going to use it myself. I mean, you could get technical. You could really just measure it out. You could decorate it. You could use different fabric for making your own bias binding. You can use regular fabric instead of the plastic. I prefer, if I'm going to use this to put a bunch of stuff in, I want the heavier gauge plastic that, like I said, that you can get at Walmart. So if you like this video, please leave a comment, like, subscribe, and oh, I'm thinking of one more thing. Hold on. Okay, I'm back. Okay, so this is my first real tutorial. So and I'm going to get better at it, I promise you. Okay, so I wanted to share with you a couple things that I found. I was able to find the clipboard, the planner. Nice. It runs 26 and 27. The binder pouch. And look at that. It already has the little beads on the handle. How cute is that? And look, the little keychain pouch. Look at that. So all 4 of these items. So I got myself a set, and then I have this set. So I'm going to do a giveaway of this entire set. But here's the thing. We have about 318 subscribers, I think. So I need to get to at least 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. And then I'm going to give this set away. So if you want your name put in the jar, and I'll get a jar here just a second. And if you want your name put in the jar, I need you to like this video. I need you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, which is Labbee Adventures, Labbee Adventures on YouTube, and share and help me get more subscribers. And once you've done that, you like, share, you can tag 3 friends. Oh, well, there's 4 items. You have to tag 4 friends and share this video and like and leave a comment. Be nice. I do accept criticism as long as it's constructive criticism, and no dirty words and stuff like that. And yeah, and subscribe to the channel and help me get to at least 1,000. When I get to 1,000 subscribers, then I will draw a name for this set and I'll send it to you anywhere in the United States. And yeah. All right. Thank you guys. Thank you guys for watching. And I am going to do another video and I'll get more prepared, I promise. But it'll be on the pocket prayer quilts. So I'll let you know when that is. All right. Y'all have a great afternoon and God bless you. God bless America.